Leaders, let me hit it to you straight. Cracker Barrel thought that they were right, modernizing the brand. They were going to reach the younger generations. They're going to drop $700 million on a rebrand effort just to attract that younger person. But here's the truth. They weren't right. They were dead right. Stocks tanked. Customers have revolted. Trust has evaporated. This is a sandbox fault line of leadership. When you push an initiative, a narrative so hard, you forget to check if anyone's following you. In this episode of the Leadership Sandbox, we're talking all about how Cracker Barrel is dead right, the blunder and the lie that they told themselves. Let's get into it in 3, 2, 1. I'll see you inside the sandbox. All right, welcome back into the sandbox. I want to dive into 4 sandbox lies that happened with this whole Cracker Barrel debacle thing. Lie number 1, our vision is timeless. Our customers will catch up. Isn't that what it felt like when you listen to anything that Julie Masino has said? She axed the Uncle Herschel brand, who is a real actual person, by the way, who used to go to all the grand openings. He was the uncle of the founder of Cracker Barrel, iconic brand. But she felt Uncle Herschel needed to go. The bearded symbol of Cracker Barrel nostalgia, swapped it out for a modern text logo that I've seen many people joke that could be done on Canva. And then you see all of the memes that are being done. I mean, it has been, I guess it's gotten her notoriety, but not the kind of notoriety that's going to bail her out of the debt that they're in at $1.1 billion. With a $700 million remodel that they're pouring into their stores just to attract a younger generation. They called it relevance. Customers have called it betrayal. I call it a lack of absolute awareness. And really, actually, I'd say it's some tone deafness. The fallout of that, a 14% stock drop in one day, $250 million gone like that, evaporated. Brand loyalty shredded like those day-old biscuits that they were serving. And here's the spin. Sandbox version. Leaders, your brand lives in memory and emotion. Strip that out, take that away from your people. You're not modern at that point. You've become soulless. You've become tone deaf. Don't gaslight your customers by calling their frustration, their even outrage as a vocal minority. That's not leadership. That's denial. Leadership sandbox line number 2. This is what I want you to hear about this. Short-term pain doesn't matter. We're playing the long game. Okay, well, actually, the reality is foot traffic was already down at Cracker Barrel. Inflation was biting into their profits. Food complaints were stacking up. Yes, about the day-old bacon. But leadership doubled down on flashy remodels instead of fixing the root of the issue, the food quality or the value. They missed the mark. Because why people go to Cracker Barrel and you're wanting to attract a younger generation. I loved my first visit to Cracker Barrel. I was well into my adulthood. I was visiting some friends, it was actually clients at the time. They've now become very dear friends out in Ohio. And we went to a Cracker Barrel. We met with her parents and took the kids and they got to sit with their papa and have the apples that he loved, right? They were excited for the hash browns that he loved. The memories that they made there as a family are now destroyed because they repainted and took all the nostalgia off the walls and put up something different that doesn't look anything like the place that they used to go. That younger generation would have taken their kids and gone to Cracker Barrel because they wanted to reminisce about the memories of their papa who's no longer here. Think about that for a minute. That's been wiped out. So you're wanting to go after a younger generation that went with their aunts and uncles and grandmas and grandpas. They had memories that have been wiped out because Ms. Messino thought that if we just put a fresh coat of paint on it and put $700 million into, rearranging the rolling pins on the wall, that's going to attract a younger generation. Wrong. That wasn't why they weren't showing up. Your food quality and your day-old bacon might have been, Leaders, listen, long-term strategy without short-term integrity is just plain arrogance. If your people are serving stale bacon, your remodel budget isn't innovation, it's distraction. Let's get into sandbox lie number 3. Debt is leverage. We can afford it. Really? The reality is a $1.1 billion debt, market cap just barely above that, and net margin of 1.2%. They gambled a debt heavy makeover without ensuring return. They didn't even talk to their people about it. Not their people as in employees, but who their demographic. Like, let's do some actual strategic outreach and bring people in for a think tank on it in multiple different destinations across the country. Doesn't sound like that was done. If it was, they're keeping it quiet. Leaders' financial recklessness disguised as investment is a lie. You can't buy your way out of a cultural disconnect. I'm guessing that the board and I'm guessing that the CEO of that company disconnected from the root of the culture that Uncle Herschel was and what Cracker Barrel was founded on, and why so many people make it a point to stop there in their RV on their way passing through one of those amazing states that has Cracker Barrels at every other exit. Their billboards, the humorous billboards that they had, gone, changing. And you're going to go with a stale logo that looks like it was done in a generic, probably bought it on Fiverr. I mean, whoever the marketing team was that did that, we want to recast their vision and maybe invite them into a different opportunity because they missed the mark on who their people are and what attracted them. You're going to keep the colors and you're going to get rid of the essence of the core of the brand. Yeah, that didn't make sense to me. Lie number 2, this isn't about politics. That's what they've been saying. Oh, but reality is that within days, the backlash was framed as a cultural war firestorm. Customers did not feel, they didn't feel seen and heard, and they didn't just feel ignored, they felt erased. Both sides politicized it, which isn't good. Leadership lost control of the narrative, and that's where they're spinning now, just a few days later. And all you have to do is scroll through any kind of feed on social, any one of them. You pick the channel, and you're going to find something where you see they totally lost the narrative. Listen, leaders, neutrality doesn't exist once you change identity. Own your values, or the culture war will own you. Own your values. If you've changed the values, then let your customer base know that. Because clearly, I guess you could say through the brand remodel, they changed their values at a core level at Cracker Barrel, but forgot to tell their customers who are the reason that they're in business to begin with. If the menu wasn't serving the need of the population, adjust it and edit it, and start by not serving day-old bacon, of course, in some of those locations just to pinch pennies. Get to the core again, having those think tanks, having those round tables, bringing in people to talk about that are your faithful customers. There are so many other ways you could do it. There are so many other ways they could have socially branded this whole experience. The experience of the nostalgia of Cracker Barrel, but they didn't do that. But listen, I want to give you the sandbox bottom line here, friends. This isn't just Cracker Barrel's mistake. It's a master class in the lies that leaders tell themselves to just get by. Smoke screens, smoke and mirrors, whatever you want to call it. We know better than the customer. We can outspend our mistakes. Nostalgia is disposable. Not in a day when people are fighting so hard for it. They're wanting to hold on to that cultural integrity that once was. Cracker Barrel represented that. Here's the other lie. Push hard enough and they'll follow. Ooh, ouch. That's bad news bears right there, friends. Here's your sandbox truth. Don't be so right that you're dead right. Strategy without sensitivity is arrogance. Vision without empathy is brand suicide. The job of leadership isn't to bulldoze a narrative. It's to bridge it with your people, your team, your customers. That's how you lead with boldness and keep your brand alive. Let me say that again. The job of leadership isn't to bulldoze a narrative. It's to build a bridge with your people, your team, and your customers. That's how you lead with boldness and keep your brand alive. I want to thank you for joining me in the sandbox today for this powerful little action-packed episode in our series of the lies leaders tell themselves. Dead right. Yep. Don't be dead right. It's the Cracker Barrel blunder and the lie leaders tell themselves. We'll see you next time in the sandbox. And go cook some good bacon. Fresh. Make it a great day. God bless.
Are you ready to get serious about disrupting those old habits and building a culture you're proud of? Head over to leadershipsandbox.com/groups to get on the wait list for our upcoming mastermind groups starting in September. Culture doesn't change alone, and neither should you. Did this episode resonate with you? We'd love if you'd give it a like and a share. Be a part in helping us spread our reach to other leaders who could benefit from hearing this message. Also, subscribe to this podcast so you can continue to gain great leadership content weekly. Until next time, we'll see you in the sandbox.